playing this game, and now with the winter, I'm actually having to manage the weather. So today's Wednesday morning, and the forecast says that Friday is going to be around 47, I think. So I'm planning to go down to the store, and so this is 12/8/20, which is Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? No, that was yesterday. So this is today, 12/9. So I updated the data here, and I manually filled in the skips. There's no formulas here for the skips. I got formulas for the sum of the skips, which is the sum here. You can see it sums it. I have the sum of the numbers that came out here. And then I have here, these are gaps. So this is just subtracting 3 from 13 minus 1 to get the gap. And then that's about it. This is date. This is not the real game because the game shifts at the 8187. And so this is my this is a drawing sense hit chart. This is automated, and you can see here the 0. This is the formula: absolute if, count if, yada yada yada, equals blah blah blah. And let's see. So that's here, active. This is active DSH, drawing sense hit, last digit. And this is the last digit over here. So this gives you the last digit of each number. So this is 2, 15, 23, 6, 41. So this is basically automated here. And if I shrink this date here, you can see here. And then here there's more. This is more last digits. This is more last digits. This is another drawing sense hit chart. Here I was looking at groups. Here I was looking at also more last digits. And this is just stuff. This is more stuff and more stuff. So this is the one I like to use here, which is drawing sense hit chart big. Big meaning blue, yellow, green, gray. And this is how I keep track of my dormant periods. So we'll go into it. And over here you can see I fell behind. So I like to keep it colored so I know how many dormant periods. So like here, this is the number 5. And let me bring this over here so I can illustrate it better. Here's the number 5. It had 1 dormant period. That means that there was a streak up here somewhere. Now this here, this blue here is a recycled blue. So like this is 1, okay? Over here, you see this recycled blue? That's 5. And this recycled blue is 9. So the number 6 here, this is 9 dormant periods. And then from the blue, to go back to the yellow, it's 10 dormant periods. So this 6 had 10 dormant periods before it had a streak. So let me scroll down here. And I should actually drag this just to fill in some more formulas. Oops. And this is a mistake over here because this is not automated. The dates, I have to copy paste that, but I won't worry about that right now. Okay, so the 6 here, that was, what was it, 10 dormant periods. So it had it was hot, and now it's gone into another dormant period. Okay, so after this 10 dormant periods, I reset the dormant period count. So now it's in 1 dormant period, and then I color it accordingly. And that's a little bit too dark. Do it lighter. Well, it's not too dark, but it's more dark, and I put it less dark because when I print it, it just eats up the ink, and ink is $40 a cartridge. So I try to minimize the ink. So like these hits here, it's black with white fill, but the ones here, or where is it? The ones on some charts, they're like this. So that really eats up the black ink. So all of the, I have a lot of different drawing sense hit charts, and so I count the dormant periods. All right, and that's how I try to keep track of what I'm doing. So here is more. This is the same skips. So this is linked to the active sheet here. So a lot of this data is just linked to the other sheet here. So this sheet is linked to this sheet. Okay, so like this here, the gaps. Well, the gaps I could have linked them, but I just did the math again. I did the formula. So I gotta be careful with that because sometimes, I should just link it and I'll make a new formula, or I'll link it like from here to here. Anyway, it gets a little bit complicated sometimes, or messy if I'm not organizing correctly. So here, again, here's the sum. It's not linked. And these are my gaps. So here, or actually this is the spread. So these are gaps and these are spreads. So the spread is just a subtraction of the fifth number from the first number. And then this spread is the fourth number to the first number. And then this spread is the fifth number to the second number. And so in that spread, I'm actually looking for a Fibonacci spread. So it's going to be 21 plus or minus 1. So it's 20, 21, 22. So whenever I get a 20, 21, 22, I get this light blue color. And then I track that. So here you can see that there was a streak. And then this is one dormant period. And then you get another streak. So here, the way I update it is like Control C. And then Control V, paste. And then I just highlight the color. And then, so here we're at skip 1, 2. And so the point of this, the point of this is that if I can gauge what my first number is going to be. So let's say the number is going to be 1. All right, so let's say I assume the number is 1. Okay, so then that would then, if I'm looking for a Fibonacci spread, that would bring my fifth number, let's say, over here. This would be 21. A spread of 21. Because 22 minus 1 is 21. Right? So that would mean that this would be my first number. This would be my last number. And I would look in the middle here. I might look at a skip 1, a skip 1. I would look in adjacent here. Adjacent minus 1 or adjacent plus 1. Here this is symmetry 5, 5. This is coming in a reverse flag. Now reverse flag I highlight with this purple and this white because it shows me the reverse flag will go cold. So like here it was like in a streak, and it may still be in a streak, but it can't go cold. And I try to look at that here in this chart that says PATS. Now that meaning patterns. And if I go to the PATS, I can see here that that reverse flag will come in a flag, and then here like it missed for 9 games, but it also can have a dormant period. So that particular reverse flag pattern can have a dormant period. So here, and again, so the big is showing me how many dormant periods a particular pattern is occurring. So here I know that this is 2 dormant periods for the reverse flag pattern. And then here is 3 dormant periods. So the big dish, or the big algorithm, I use it on every single variable. So that's what gives it its strength, because it doesn't just work on individual numbers, it'll work on all other patterns, combinatoric variables, spreads, gaps, neighboring pairs, skips. So if I go up more here, so here this was one dormant period, and then there was a small streak. And so I try to color it in. So this was the number 40 came in reverse. This was the number 12 came in reverse. And here, this is not colored in because I'm supposed to color it over here and then bring it over. But if I don't color it and I bring it over, then so they can see sometimes. Anyway, it gets messy. So the point is that, so this is one dormant period, and then you had a small streak, and then you had one dormant period, two dormant periods, three dormant periods. So now that reverse flag pattern, and see, it didn't go into a dormant period here. It went into an intermediate, and then you had your hot skip. And then you went intermediate, and you had your hot skip. So now here, we're at, let's see, I fell behind. This is 1126. Because there's so many patterns to keep track of, and I fell behind, and not even just keeping track of the patterns. It got cold, and I just didn't want to go out, and I just stopped paying attention. So now that the weather is warming up on Friday, I plan to go back out. So we came over back to the dish big. Okay, so this number one is approaching two dormant periods, because here's your streak here. So I'm going to copy one of these blues, and I'm going to bring it down here, and I'm going to paste it. And then I'm going to just copy in this blue, because I like to copy the colors. I like to color it in. So here, this one is interesting actually, the number 2. So here's the number 2. The number 2 has 3 dormant periods here. Okay? Here, it had a reverse intermediate. So 21-9. And then it had, so this is 3 and this is 4. So if it's blue, yellow, green, gray, now we have gray. So I'm going to copy this and bring a gray over here. And then you still have see the reverse flag pattern is coming in. It's in a hot pattern. And again, we can tell that because here it was in a streak. So for Friday, I will have all this updated. This is only going to be a short video because I don't have much memory. I was trying to find inspiration, so I started recording music off of YouTube. And let's say a 4-minute song, it could be like 500 to 600 megabytes, which is quite a lot. So I recorded like 10 songs, so that's almost 5 gigs or something. So anyway, my memory is low. I have to start trimming some of the videos, which you can trim using photos, which is weird. But anyway, it works. But I haven't trimmed it. I just recorded it because I'm trying to get inspired again. So here's one of the songs, if you're interested, that I listen to when I do my workout. I'm just gonna keep it on in the background for a little bit. But I'm gonna update this. So this is reverse intermediate, which is like this pattern here, where because it's reverse cascading, 18-7. So here, and then here, and then here. But I gotta update this. So going back here, you have the number 2 coming in, reverse flag. Now I like the numbers to repeat. So if I use the 2 as my starting point, then that would bring me to the 23. And you can see the 23 here is in a flag, reverse flag. So 2, 3, 4 dormant periods, and then it's coming in, and now we're flagging. So when it's a hot flag, I like to color it pink, or else I'll overlook it. And let me take off this music because it's distracting me while I'm talking. But that's one of the songs I listen to. That's from Miami Vice. Jan Hammer? Yeah. So then I color this pink, and then you get the flag. And the reason why I started doing that is because it's a reminder that the number is hot, right? Like here's the number 40. It's been hot, hot, hot. And that's supposed to tell me it's hot, dummy, play it. Because what happens is a number will get really hot, and then you'll start saying, it's gonna cool off soon. It's gonna cool off. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Like this number 6, look, it cooled off after only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, and that's 10 dormant periods. And here you have the 40, right? The 40 here is one dormant period, and now it's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits, and it's still hot. So I put it pink, and it's my way of saying to myself, dummy, play it, dummy. But dummy, what are you doing? Play it. So I put it into like this is hot. The number 43 is hot over here, right? So that's why I put it in pink. So hot pink. I could put red. I could put hot white or whatever. Or white could be cold. Or I mean, it depends on how you interpret it. But I settled on hot pink. So if we're doing the 2 here, right? And this is what happened. Why did I move that over? To the 23. You could have this is the first position, 2, 3, 4. So this is third. This is 1, 2, 3. And so what I do additionally, if you're going strictly by Gail Howard, right? And I'm just going to keep talking until the recording stops. I'm not going to stop it. It'll stop on its own, and that'll be because memory ran out and it stopped. Because we're at 17 minutes, and I timed it, but you can go over a little bit. And anyway, so if you're going strictly by the Gail Howard book, you will look at chart 5 and you look at the double hit ratio. If the ratio is very low or lower than the average, you play it to repeat. So here's the first number. This is the 2. I don't have the hit ratios in front of me right now. And then here's the third number. So what I use is the positional repeater chart. So I go over here to the positional repeater chart, and see here I made some predictions. So here you had 2 dormant periods, all right, and then came in reverse 8, and then here's your streak. So I was looking for a 6406 symmetry. So I was looking for the 06 upstroke in the flag to continue, and it didn't. So now we're at skip number 10. So now you're back at 1 dormant period, okay? Now I have separate charts that look at the long skips for the dormant periods. So that's something that, but if it's a double hit ratio, you would have to play it. Now, if you can coordinate double hit ratio with the flag formation in a particular position, then that's even better. So like here, this is 3 dormant periods. So it came in reverse flag, 3, 5, 4, 2. So 5 is symmetrical to 3, 4 is symmetrical to 5, 2 is symmetrical to 3. So these are all within the flag formation, so that's why this is all pink. So I would then technically be like, okay, dummy, play it. You want to play it over here at, let's say, at a 2-2. So this is like a guess that I would make, 2-2. And if it didn't hit it 2-2, I might say, okay, let's look at 2-5 to say the flag, and they say okay, or 2-6 to see if it keeps the symmetry. But it broke down. So now this is 1 dormant period, 1 dormant period. This is 5 dormant periods. So that after the blue becomes a yellow again. So I recycle the colors, and so this is blue, and then this is yellow. So I change it to yellow, and that is 6.